Well, guys, as a lot of you know, I'm not smart, so I try not to smart water.
Does it help?
I don't know. Have you ever tried it?
No.
Oh,
Can
well.
y'all not tell by my picks?
Oh, no. Anyways, speaking of those picks, how was the game of the century, Piedmont Leeds?
It was a good game. Leeds is still talented, but they don't have as much depth as they've had in the past, and Piedmont, took advantage of that. But his final score was 29-14, and it probably should have been a lot worse than that. Piedmont had 2 touchdowns taken off. Well, they weren't taken off the board, but they fumbled trying to cross the goal line.
Right.
Lee Stanley had one, and then Taylor Hayes had one. If you ask me, both of those touchdowns looked like the ball crossed the plane. The score is probably 35-7 in the third, fourth quarter if those aren't called back and the game's different. But Leeds played good, and Piedmont running the ball with Taylor Hayes and Lee Stanley, and then their defense, they're hard to stop.
Right. I was going to say I was at the Field of Champions, but I wasn't because I was in Oxford. But I think that's Oxford's fight song, something about champions. I don't know.
They're still undefeated.
They are still undefeated. The Yellow Jackets now 6-0 following a 29-21 victory over Benjamin Russell and Danny Horn. Guess how many rushing yards Ty Lindsey Smith ran for this week?
How many?
273.
Man, he's on fire.
On like 49 carries, but that's what's up. He's like 5'6". Anyway, Brody Sire kind of broke the game open. I say broke the game open. He spun the game around with a 70-yard pick six to bring Oxford within 1 point. Keaton Borelli, who missed 2 PATs in the field goal before, put them ahead. Kind of sparked the 17-0 run. 8 Peoples to Jacoby McClendon had Oxford coaches like, whoa, Lane Kiffin style. It was so funny. Anyways, what kind of anything else pops out at you?
Well, Alexandria looked like they were coming back for some vengeance tonight. What was it? They were about 40 or so at halftime and 55-28 final over Cleveland County. Frank Tucker last week thought that his team had showed something against Etowah, and it looks like they carried that over. And Cleveland County's got some injuries, so but a dominating win for Alexandria.
Right. Ohatchee still undefeated.
They are, yeah. It's like Austin Tucker had another big night tonight against Asheville, so it's going to set up a big game next week with Welborn. They beat Welborn in the spring game, and Welborn did not like that. So that'll be a big game on Creekbank next week.
A couple of close games. I say close games. Pleasant Valley dropped by 2. I think they're fighting back most of that one. Yeah. Westbrook and White Plains Wildcats dropped by 2. I'm trying to keep up with it on Twitter. I think they were leading most of that one as well. Anything else?
Welborn, pulled out a close one over Talladega tonight. Talladega's an interesting team because I think they're pretty good and are decent, and they're coached by a good coach. So, that might not be as bad as it looks. I know Talladega doesn't have a lot of wins, but
I got to give a quick shout out to the Strain Larry Strain, as my voice goes in and out.
That's a good team.
Yeah, yeah, and then Hanley threw for a bunch of yards. But anyways, I think that's gonna wrap us up for tonight because I'm hungry.